Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions of the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin. We have some testimony going on right now.
Oh, is it impeachment? Is Biden getting impeached?
No.
Or is it leftover from Trump's impeachment?
Yeah. Because of the January 6th insurrection.
The what?
January 6th insurrection.
There was an insurrection. You mean with guns and all?
Yeah.
And everybody showed up and they took over the government?
And they tased people. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, man. How many people got shot?
One.
Oh, what a poorly affected insurrection.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, one of the insurrectionists got shot.
Oh, so the insurrectioners didn't bring guns?
Well, they did. They had them, but they didn't pull them out.
Oh, what an ineffective insurrection. That's weird. That's just weird. Yeah, I don't know if I would have ran it the same way. I probably would have done a little different. Maybe locked and loaded. You know, maybe.
You think they should have?
I mean, if you want to take over the government, if you want to cause an insurrection, yes.
Oh, okay.
If it's just a house party that just got ugly, maybe you just show up with what you got and never use it. I don't know.
They had it. You can see the bulge in the pockets. You see a lot of pistol grips hanging outside of jackets and stuff. Yeah, when you look at the videos closely, you can see it.
Of course they did, right?
Oh, yeah.
They just chose not to use it because they didn't want to look bad.
Yeah.
Right. I got it. Or
might as well add to it.
Or were those the people that were actually in the FBI?
Ooh, good one. I think I did see the serial number to one of those Glocks that it belonged to the FBI.
Yeah, probably.
Because I have a list of all the serial numbers.
Yeah, and in all that you can actually take the cameras away from people too, and you can kind of identify where the camera's from.
Yeah, and a lot of the cell phones they confiscated belong to the FBI as well.
Oh, but half of them disappeared, like the other one.
Yeah.
So anyway, so really, what are we really talking about?
Well, they had a couple of police officers, probably more than that, but testify about their experience during that event, that incident, excuse me.
Oh, yes. So the Capitol Police that requested assistance on an incident that everybody knew was supposedly coming, but got denied. Yeah,
you can say the same thing about 9/11.
Sure. Okay, right. Well, okay, but there's some ownership in 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not dismissing anybody from ownership of 9/11.
Right.
I'm not like them. I'm not making this a double standard thing.
But no,
you had credible threats.
If you listen to the testimony of some of these guys, it was very violent for them. You know, these police officers.
Right.
Yeah, being former Leos ourselves, I'm 100% supporter of Leos. So I just took it and I was like, wow. I know that must have been scary. Getting beat down like that, experiencing that. It's real bad. Hat goes off to them. Yeah. And that's it. Hey, thanks for joining the show, boys and girls. You really don't have anything to say about that?
Well, no, I mean, of course I do. In all seriousness, like, I think if there were people coming to my perimeter, yeah, there'd be some fear there. There'd be some, but I would also know that I would be well prepared, or at least to the extent, like, one guy shot somebody. So clearly they had the means to protect the perimeter. They had the means. And if it was a true insurrection, the guard would have been in there, called, whatever. I mean, we would have had so much more going on. There would have been gunfire everywhere. So I guess I'm just puzzled because I don't know how different it was. And I wasn't there. I don't know how different the fear level was when the BLM came to the Capitol and did all those fires and those. Were you afraid then? But this is like, I don't know what was the level. Where are we talking about from a Capitol policeman? Is that your job? Like if you're Secret Service or protective services, like we did in the military, you're taking a bullet for the dignitary. Are you afraid? Every damn day you're walking around the dignitary. You should be afraid, but that's your job.
Right.
Like there was a grown ass man crying who was a cop that he was scared for. What business are you in? What business are you in?
I don't get what you're saying because he was crying. I don't get it.
It's theatrical. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's theater.
Really?
Yeah, in the moment, he could have been crying. In the moment, sure. If you're that scared, you probably shouldn't have been there, but you could have been crying, sure, whatever, in the moment. You don't think when we went to combat, there were times where we were scared? Like, what do? We just pull over and cry? No, you get the job done. And then, I don't know, man. I think it's theatrical. That's my problem with it.
Really?
I could genuinely feel for the people in the moment. I get that. I get in the moment. Because I would put myself in their position. Even if I didn't know they had guns or not, it's still scary. You have a mob of people coming in on your position. It's still scary. I get it. But that's why they hired you.
Right.
They didn't hire you to run and call security. They hired you for that.
Right.
So that's the stand you're going to take, like in the military. There's bad guys on the other side with guns trying to kill me. They send me to an outpost. I may not like it in a foreign country. I don't know. Guess what's going to happen? Bad guys with guns are going to try to kill me. If I don't like that, I shouldn't be working there. So I don't like the theatrical performance because it was the scariest thing. They didn't even have guns. Like they're not even.
Have you ever been in a fight like that?
In like what?
Like that, where you were just surrounded by people?
Oh hell yeah! You don't think when Rodney King happened, I wasn't freaking out? I can give you a direct in Berlin, Germany, because in Berlin off post we have no jurisdiction over those citizens. And I remember walking up trying to tell the people to quiet their party down. Two big black guys right up in my face saying, "We ain't doing crap. We ain't going." I remember being scared out of my ass because I'm like, these guys could just throw me around like a rag doll. And you know what I did? I backed the hell up and I got back up. That's what I did. Now, had they been jumping on somebody and about to kill somebody, and I backed the hell up, like, I don't know if you saw those recent police videos, with apparently those two women in the police car that witnessed the shooting and drove off. You didn't see that? Oh, yeah, look for that one.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's my job. Like, I don't have to stay in and fight if I have a means to get out of it. But if my job is to protect the citizens, unless I'm moving for a tactical advantage, I'm in there. That's my job.
So how do you feel about the testimony? I really have to get this.
I just feel like it's theatrical. If they can stand up there and give, for example, I'll put it this way, Mike. You just asked me about an incident, right?
Yep.
I was scared in that incident. I can tell you every detail I remember from that incident. I don't need a piece of paper to tell you, and then tears come down my eyes while I'm reading a piece of paper. I don't need that.
You don't think that's a form of PTSD?
A form of PTSD?
Yeah, they recounting the incident, and then they start crying about it.
It could be if you weren't reading it. I don't need to read that.
Really?
I do not need to read you the incident I just told you about. I don't need to read that.
Okay. So
Because-
did they put their hands on you?
Who's that?
The guys in Germany.
No, thank God.
Oh, there was no physical contact.
No, thank God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was still scary enough. It was impactful enough that I feared for my life
Okay.
in that incident.
Right.
Oh, there's other incidents where, I mean, obviously, anytime you're doing law enforcement, you come up on anything, it can be scary. But the point is that incident was one of the moments where I walked right into the middle of something and I was like, this is not good, because it was me against, a whole crowd of people. And that was me walking in there, but obviously I was called there.
Right.
Even the cops that got ambushed in all these other cases. I just think my problem is this. I know where you're getting with this. You're trying to put this at a human level, but I could buy this human level if it wasn't up there for theater. They called certain witnesses for certain reasons to make their statements. I mean, you had congressmen crying. You had congressmen shedding tears about democracy and the assault on our... Dude, come on. Come on. I'll give a pass to the cop, sure. But there were two other people up
I
there.
really don't care about the politicians right now.
Well, right, but that's my point, is the whole thing, even if the cop was genuinely PTSD, the whole thing, reading off the paper about his incident, even if it was genuine, even if I give him the benefit of the doubt, the entire hearing is just, it's just theater. And if I would be embarrassed almost to walk into there and be like, oh, this is what happened to me. Go write a book, dude. Just go write the book.
Yeah. Sad to hear that.
Yeah.
I support law enforcement.
Well,
I
so
really
do.
do.
When they're genuine. Yeah, when they're genuine, I'll support
So
them.
what makes them not genuine, though? That's what I'm not understanding right now.
I just said, I don't need to read a piece of paper to tell you about an incident that was a near-death incident to me.
Yeah, so, okay.
It would come from the heart.
Right.
It would come from the heart. This is how I felt in that moment. And you can ask me 100 times and I'd be able to tell you 100 times how it felt. Because in that moment, it was traumatic. Now, you're talking PTSD. I might not be able to speak about it. But if I'm speaking about it, then I'm not PTSD'd about it. I'm speaking about it.
You serious?
Yeah.
Just because you're speaking about it means you don't have PTSD about it?
Well, why would I read it?
Oh, you're saying if you're reading about it, if you're
I
reading
just
a
don't like the
statement
fact that they were all reading. I don't like the fact they were reading.
Oh, okay. Well,
It just
like I
took
said,
away.
I
It took
support
away.
them. I support them 100%, and I'm not gonna downplay it as like a part of some theatrics. And I truly believe it's because people who do that, they're looking at it from a political standpoint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're 100% right. Now, if you take the politics out of this, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's also people that had big cases, right? So there's a big case about some black guy that got killed because somebody was kneeling on his neck, but nobody gave a damn what he had to say. Nobody cared what that police officer's perspective was. Maybe he didn't cry. Maybe he didn't do something. Nobody cared what his perspective was. It was already prejudged. So,
no matter what the case is, you're always going to have prejudices.
right.
But with that one, he didn't even get on the stand and speak about it.
Sure.
Right? So it's like nobody cared. He didn't even care to speak in his own defense.
Well, that was...
So to me, that's not the same thing.
No, and I understand it. It doesn't mean he didn't want to speak about it. He may have been told not to speak about it.
I don't give a damn what it is. I'm just stating the fact that he
Sure.
did not get up there and speak in his own defense.
Sure.
Whether by legal counsel said that or that's by his own, he was unwilling to get up there and speak. I don't know. I don't care. So that's what I'm saying. It's not the same thing. But here you have police officers describing traumatic events of January 6th, and people are just discounting it like, whatever, theatrics. And I'm like, wow, okay. But you support police officers? I don't see it.
Yeah,
don't
well,
see it.
I guess that would be a general blanket statement because even you've said, to me, one of the things you did, you dishonored the badge. What if this guy's embellishing? What if he is?
I ain't doing the what if. I ain't doing that. I mean,
Well, I
he's up
believe
there.
he is.
So
I believe he may be embellishing.
Okay, I don't believe that because
Okay.
I'm going off of what he or what they testified to. That was their experience, right?
Sure.
Once you throw the what if or what if this, it's like you're discounting what they're saying, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Well, they have body camera footage. Those people testifying, their footage has not been released.
Okay, I got that. So you just why? What makes you think he's embellishing though? What do you have to substantiate that?
I just told you that they speak to the narrative of the case, right?
Uh-huh.
The body camera footage for those particular people are not released. They're reading off a piece of paper, and it's over dramatic.
Wow.
Those things to me, that's not just one thing. Those things to me lead me to believe that I want to see more. I want to know what's behind it. I don't know. I I just don't trust that easy. I'll take the word of the cop over the word of the bad guy, of course, because the cop led a better life. But we're not even talking about real, I don't want to say real cops. That might be offensive. We're not talking about street cops. We're talking about Capitol Police.
You're talking about police officer, right?
Those are Capitol Police.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Those are
Capitol
police
Police.
officers.
Oh, yes, and in New Jersey, we had Park Police, too.
I don't care how you want to phrase it.
And
Police
yes,
is
they
police.
were police officers, yes,
Yeah.
but the crimes they had to face and see were nothing like what, downtown Newark and all those had to see.
Right. Okay, so does that make him less of a police officer then?
It doesn't make them less. It makes their experience different. So then to them, their experience could be more dramatic in something that a street cop in the city could be like, oh, we do that every day.
Okay. But my whole thing is it's like you're discounting what they're saying because of theatrics and
Not just
I'm not-
theatrics. No, not just
right,
theatrics.
right.
All those other things I mentioned makes me skeptical. And I'm not discounting him. Like I said embellish. I didn't say he was lying. I didn't say that. I don't know if he's
What do you
lying.
think he's embellishing on, or they're embellishing on?
The
This whole thing
traumatic-
is it's very funny to me, man.
the
It's very
trauma of
funny.
it. Well,
Yeah.
the same reason, because like I said, the whole insurrection's an embellishment. The entire thing is an embellishment. So you're telling me
but-
out of all of that insurrection, they found the right people who experienced the worst of it, and they're genuine, but the whole rest of it was an insurrection with no guns, and they didn't manage to take anything over.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm not. The only thing I'm talking about is their experience through it all. That's all I'm talking about.
Sure.
And I'm not what if in this and that or whatever. The only thing I said I don't want to talk about are the politicians. I don't want to deny. To me, I'm talking about police officers. And that's why on a certain whether it's social media outlets, a lot of these law enforcement pages that I'm on, I don't see them supporting these guys one bit, and I'm like, wow, all because the majority of people who committed the offense are Republicans.
Well, I don't know if that's true though, Mike. I mean, because let's put this for example. Let's put it for
Oh
this
my
example.
goodness.
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying there isn't some truth to it. I'm just saying I don't know if that's entirely true. Let's say you get all of the Capitol Police on the stand. Are they going to bring all of them? They're going to bring the ones that were waving people in. They're going to bring the ones that were watching people take selfies. Are they going to bring them all in? No, because it doesn't make their case look good. They're not going to get a whole perspective. So if you got a bunch of thugs who took advantage of a situation and beat up a cop, I completely support the cop. I completely agree and understand what he did. Even though if it was an insurrection, he probably would have been dead. But I completely understand what you're saying. But this whole thing is theater. So I'm less credible to me. It's less credible to me. I'm not saying I don't support him. Hey, if the guy went through that, he should be in counseling. I don't even know if it was PTSD. He probably shouldn't be taking the stand. Would you bring a guy with PTSD in front of the American people, in front of everyone, and make him speak
If he's
about
willing
it?
to testify, yeah.
Oh, he's willing to. So with PTSD, he's willing to testify.
He could, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because
part
I
of his
know,
therapy.
I know, I've been around some PTSD guys because, most of them, they don't want to talk about it, let alone read and embellish about it. Well, I'm okay. I made the embellishment part up because that's not, but let alone get out there in public eye.
The way you are towards these guys, man, it's I don't know,
It's
man.
the whole thing, dude. It's not even these guys. If I
Okay.
sat down with this guy and listened to his story outside the cameras,
Did you see any of the videos they brought up?
from what the body camera, but that
I don't
wasn't
know.
his.
Huh?
I don't think those were his body
It doesn't
cameras.
matter. I think one of the guys they showed they had a noose and said they're gonna hang him, and one they were calling the black guy,
All right,
nigger.
all right,
this
all
and
right.
that.
Hold
I'm like,
on. So what you're telling me is somebody brought a noose to the insurrection to taunt somebody.
I don't know.
That's what
why.
you're telling me.
No.
So I'm going to take over the government with a noose by taunting somebody. And that doesn't sound fishy to you. That doesn't sound staged or weird to you. Like it's an insurrection, Mike.
I don't care. You
It's not a
still no to me. You
taunting
just
session.
dude. Okay, it's not an insurrection. It's an assault on a police officer, and you
Okay,
stuck on the word insurrection. I can't
because it's
believe this.
it's no, it's because it denies the credibility. Because if it's an assault on a police officer, then
Listen,
let's
if
talk
the
about the
media wants
assault.
to call it insurrection, the hell with them. I don't care. But
So
it's
then
like
let's talk about
you're
the
using
assault.
that to discount these police officers were
No,
assaulted. They were
no,
beaten.
because I can even say that even if the assaulter is an inside job from somebody on the Democratic Party, did it,
Oh,
I would even say that. So it's not that
okay.
I'm discrediting. I'm
All
I'm
right.
just
All right.
saying
See, that's what I say, man. It's weird how this whole thing is politically driven.
it
It's like,
is.
yeah, because
It is.
you're against the officer because
No,
the
not against him.
Republicans are the ones who did the assaulting.
I'm not against him. And I didn't even say it's the
Yeah.
Republicans. I could even believe it was the Democrats that set it up. I could
Okay.
believe it was the FBI. I could
Okay.
believe all of those options. That's not
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying those particular officers, sure, they experienced that. The guy that shot the insurrectionist, where's his testimony? Was he on there?
Maybe it's coming. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not coming.
I don't know.
It's not coming. And him might even believe. He probably feared for his life
Yeah, yeah, and now you have law enforcement groups out there going after him.
because they've made this political.
Who?
What do you mean who?
Who made it political? Why?
Well,
If there's a law enforcement group out there that supports law enforcement, they're going after this guy who shot this woman, this
but
insurrectionist person,
that sounds
right?
sexist.
Yeah, yeah,
Intersexist. Sexist.
yeah. Who shot her? And now they're going after him. They want cancel culture creeping in here. They want his badge, and I'm like, wow,
Okay, so are we making assumptions here that he's in the right?
yeah,
So we're making an assumption that the guy who shot the insurrectionist is in the right.
yeah,
So it wasn't excess force because he wasn't kneeling on somebody's neck. He literally shot some lady in the head who was merely breaking through a window.
yeah.
So you expect them to support that, but not support somebody who you think did wrong. Or should they support cops altogether?
Thank you, because even I can show you other cases where the guy was just blatantly wrong, and we had it on our show, and they still support him. And
Okay,
I'm like,
so
wow,
so what's the right thing to do?
the right thing
Hmm.
in this case, they should have supported the police officer.
They should support him, even though
Yeah,
they think he might be wrong.
no, they don't ever think people are wrong. The
No,
cops are
no,
wrong.
Mike. I'm not asking you
No,
what they would do. I'm
no,
asking
no.
you what would you do if you were the king for the day and
And
you were
what?
in charge of the police support system? What would you do? Who would you support? You would have to make an assessment to support, like you'd have to judge each case to support the police or not.
Yeah, look at the
Okay,
videos
so in
and
this
everything, and make
scenario,
a judgment call. Yeah,
so in this scenario, you're supporting the guy who shot the insurrectionist,
no, in
or
this
you're
case,
not.
no. With that one right there, what I'm talking about are these groups out there. How in another case they would support the police officer no matter what, but in this case right here, they don't support the police officer, and that's what I say. I find it odd. You don't see what I'm saying?
No,
And
I
it's
completely
because
understand
it's
what you're saying.
because the majority of people who were doing the assaulting were Trump supporters, right? So my thing is that's why they're not condemning them.
But are you sure of that?
I'm
You can look at me silly and
positive,
say you can look at me and say,
positive.
"Oh, I should
Yeah,
know that."
yeah,
So because if they supported all police, they'd still be wrong because they'd also be
yeah.
supporting the wrong ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you have these other cases and oh man, I'll be watching them and I'm like, God, these guys are something else. Or whoever, guys, gals, whatever, who are on this social media, they are something else, man. It's like they support police officers no matter what. No matter what. And I'm like, damn.
Well, so is that wrong though? Is it wrong to support
Well,
them?
no.
Now,
If they want to do that, that's fine. But don't tell me that you're being objective, if you will. You know what I mean? You're just a supporter of police officers. That's it. But as soon as this Republican is doing something wrong and she got shot, oh no, 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 he's wrong. It's political. It's political, and that's
Yeah.
what I don't like.
I mean, I can understand the argument. But I mean, we're still mixed in between this supporting all and picking and choosing who's right, whether they're making the bads look bad or not. I mean, to me, I think if we broke down that shooting, why don't we? Why don't we decide whether this guy should have shot that lady or not? Like, did he have the authority for lethal force in that scenario? How is that any different than any of the other videos we broke down?
We don't have a video.
Sure, and why don't we? Why don't we?
It hasn't been released yet.
Why not? Because you
I
just
don't
told
know.
me you watched videos, right?
Yeah.
So you saw videos, so there are videos out there, the conclusive video evidence that we can use to determine all this, which would be really helpful in a insurrection case, we don't even have.
Yeah.
And you think we're making it political?
Yeah. Doesn't change anything.
It appears to be political. So it ruins the credibility of a legitimate case or a legitimate hearing.
Okay, you have some video. Now, I don't know about. I haven't seen any body cam video. I haven't seen any. It's all cell phone, right? So I haven't seen any body cam. I don't know if you have or not. So it's not like I'm saying they released some body cam,
Right.
and they did not releasing others. I'm not saying that. I'm
Do they
just
have
saying
body
that-
cam footage?
I don't know.
Do Capitol Police wear body cameras?
I don't know. I really
Be a
don't.
be a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
Does the Capitol have cameras, security cameras in there?
Inside? Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was no, that was too low. That was a cell phone I saw.
But I'm asking, do they have security camera footage? My question is simply this: do you not think that that would be important in this context of an investigation?
Yeah, how many times we say about how when you have a police shooting, right? Why don't they release that stuff real quick?
Right. And I
Right.
understand you might not be able to because of, whatever, classified stuff, whatever. But why would the agency who has the footage, who is doing the investigation, not release the stuff during the investigation? Why would they
I
not?
don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
that's my point,
But
is-
that's what a lot of departments do that though.
But we're making a case. Yeah, but if they go to court, that stuff's going to court.
Or
Maybe
maybe
they
they're
don't
gonna
release
come
it to the
out now.
public.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna come out in court now. I don't know.
Okay, so my point being is we're supposed to sit here and listen to this testimony without any evidence to back it up, even though they should have the evidence, and we're supposed to be the ones saying, "Oh, well, we can't do this. We can't make it political."
Yeah, but you assume that they have. You're assuming they have body cams. Is what
We're
you're
all
saying.
assuming a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you're assuming though.
Yeah,
That they
what
have
I'm
body
assuming,
cam.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, I don't know if they have body cams or not.
I don't know how the Capitol Police or the Capitol building wouldn't have surveillance in it.
Like I said, they were showing some videos though.
Right, from cell phones or from surveillance cameras.
I don't know. I don't even know why that's a big deal to you.
Because
If
it's
they were
evidence.
showing it, yeah, I know, but if they were showing videos of these guys being attacked, why is that such a big deal to you?
If
If it's
this
a
was a
cell
court-
phone versus Capitol building, surveillance cams or whatever.
Well, it's just like showing a fire and not showing the guy over there who's lighting the match. It's you. Oh, look, this is a big fire, but look over here. If you watch the other video, you'll see the guy who's lighting the match. This isn't a court case. This is the problem. It's not a court case.
Right.
So they're not compelled to show both sides, sculpatory evidence, all that stuff. They're not compelled for that. That's why I'm telling you it's theatrical. It's not a court case. They don't have to show all the evidence. They're not showing everything. Now, if there were the people running it were bipartisan truly and they wanted all the answers, they would demand to bring in all the evidence to show everything,
Right.
not just the theatrical part. That's why the credibility to me is lower. I'm not saying I won't believe the guy. I'm just saying right off the bat, the credibility is like this thin with me, because it's a partisan thing, and they're just all going after one solution. So everything they're bringing forward is going to fit that.
What's the solution that you think they're going after?
That this was an insurrection and worse than 9/11.
Hmm. Whoa. Okay. I don't know about that, but okay.
What do you think they're going after?
The people who
Trump started it?
participated in it. I don't.
No, they already got them people that participated in it. Those people are in
Hmm.
jail. People who showed up to take selfies are still in jail.
Not all
The,
of them.
the dude with the moose head or whatever, I think, still in
Not
jail.
all of them.
I don't know. Well, where are the rest of them?
Here's my point, man. I'm just waiting for the next incident with the police officers, where there's a different demographic, let's say, doing the assaulting on a police officer, and then I want to watch these people come out in droves
Wait,
saying how bad it is.
wait, didn't that already happen? Like, that's my point. Didn't BLM already light the Capitol on fire? Like, literally assaulting police officers. Now, if you want to talk about insurrection, they brought a hell of a lot more firepower to the Capitol
They
than
brought
these clowns
guns.
did. Than these clowns brought.
They
These
brought
clowns didn't.
guns.
Who?
The BLM brought guns.
I don't know. I know they had fire. Their
Mm.
things were burning. So I know they
Oh,
bought
okay.
some.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
And that's
that
more
was.
of a that was an insurrection.
It was closer to an insurrection than the one they're calling because there was.
So did they assault the police officers too?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Police got
You got
assaulted
video
in
on
that.
that?
Yeah. You want to go and look it all up? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
could do a whole
Okay.
thing. That didn't make. That's not the media news because those are mostly peaceful protests.
Okay.
All that stuff got downplayed. That's my point. This already did happen. So there is a big double standard.
Right. Yeah, and you're saying it right now because that should have been an insurrection, but the one on January 6th shouldn't have been.
Well, no, that didn't. No, that shouldn't have been an insurrection either. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
if you want to call either of them an insurrection, they had fire. Buildings were on fire.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think either was an insurrection. That
Capitol
was just a
building was on
riot.
fire.
The surrounding, yeah. There's video. There's video of it in the BLM when they stormed. Yeah.
So the Capitol building was on fire.
I don't know the building itself because the
Oh,
building's
okay.
probably made
You
cement.
saying
isn't
other
it?
buildings around, maybe?
The vicinity, there were
Yeah.
fires there during
Okay.
those riots.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a bunch of people pushing past ropes and fighting cops who probably was in their face. And like I said, I'm not even convinced. I want to know. I'd like to see the details on who these people were that got arrested for the assaults. I want to see who the people are, the assaulters. Not. I
Why?
don't want to see the moose head guy who went in
Why,
there
why you want to see the assaulter though? Why does that matter?
because I want to know who they are.
Like, yeah, but why? They got arrested. They're in
Yeah,
jail. So.
well, I want to know. I want to know if they're true Trump supporters that are Republicans, and I want to know. I don't, dude. Did you look up the FBI thing? Did you
No.
look up the FBI
No,
thing?
no, I didn't.
You didn't look it up
No.
with the Whitmer case.
Mm-mm.
Look it up, man. You please just look it up.
Okay.
I mean, it's in court right now.
I swear, man, America's. I'm
It's
about
in
to say
court
something
right
so
now.
bad. Okay.
It's in court right now. The FBI had more people involved in that thing than there were people they were setting up.
Okay.
And you think to tell me that all these things don't sound fishy to you? The fact that they're calling it an insurrection, they won't leave it alone. The fact they're doing an investigation, the fact that they knew something could happen and they didn't give backup. I mean, you don't think the FBI?
Didn't we discuss
or
this in
anybody-
another show about insurrection and they pushing this, and I said, yeah, they trying they damnedest so that he can't run again.
Well, right. Well, there's
Right.
another agenda there too.
Yeah,
Right.
so I got that. I got
Mhm.
that. And to me, but when I talk about the Capitol Police being assaulted, dude, I leave all politics out of it.
I agree.
I don't care about that. I'm just talking about the assault on a police officer, police officers that is getting discounted because of political ideology.
And I agree with you. And I agree,
Yeah.
even to me, it's very hard to focus on that little piece of it when the whole thing has become a circus. So yes, if you take that out of the whole case, yes, it's a policeman getting assaulted. 100% for it. Whoever assaulted him should be in jail, pay the price, just like anybody else. But if we're talking about the insurrection hearings as a whole, yeah, to me, it's all theatrical. The police officer, maybe it did happen to him. Maybe he's got PTSD, but he can get up in front of all these people and speak about it. Maybe he could. It's possible. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he couldn't remember it or didn't want to remember it and wrote it all down. Maybe it's all possible. I'm going to lean on the side of skeptical, but okay, maybe he did.
I hope you maintain that skepticism when the next case comes.
Sure.
And they don't release the video as fast as they should.
I thought we talked about that, didn't we? On these cases, they should release the video.
Oh yeah.
Especially when there's a question involved.
Yep. And there's always
about the one.
question.
Well, we talked about the one at the was it the Taco Bell? Was it Wendy's? The one with the cop, the guy jumped in the cop, the taser when he turned the taser and shoot him.
Oh yeah.
We saw that, and it's in the footage. I mean, it's all right there. So, I mean, we talked about that stuff. I think it's a standard, right? And I get what you're saying. You're trying to call out my bias, and maybe there is some bias, but I'm getting tired of the political games. I'm getting tired of everything being political. Just like I said, we just talked about COVID. Yeah, but
you're participating in it.
Am I?
Yeah.
By what?
Your skepticism is politically driven.
No, I'm just observing what I see is a political thing. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying
Republican. I observe the same thing, and I can agree with you in this case, but I'm like, it doesn't matter to me because these guys were assaulted, and that's what I'm focused on.
Right, but the assault doesn't have anything to do with this investigation. The assault is a criminal case outside, which they've already been dealing with. Like when they went and arrested these people, they arrested them for assault. That's a criminal procedure.
I didn't see anyone get arrested for assaulting on an officer yet. Not saying
did it happen?
No, I'm just saying. Maybe they
haven't. Okay, then did it happen? If no one got arrested. This is what I'm saying.
Maybe they haven't caught them yet. That's what I'm saying. You said all the people who participated are in jail, and I'm like, no, there's a lot of people out there still.
Well, I think the technology they're using right now to catch some lady in Washington State who wasn't even there but for a minute or something, all this technology they're using. And there are people that are on the list who were unidentified intentionally. Their names were not released. You remember that part?
Yeah.
So who are those people? And they're not caught. They're alleging that they're informants.
Yeah, let's say, is that your FBI people?
That's what they're alleging.
Yeah.
So if that is true, could they not have instigated it? Could they not have been ones assaulting cops?
Yeah.
No, you don't think so?
No. But if it's proven, actually, I'm not going to say, "Oh my God, I'm so surprised."
Right.
I wouldn't say that.
If it's proven.
Yeah.
So how could they prove it? Like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. So if they have body cam footage, right? Body cam footage. Maybe the guy's masked up. They couldn't tell who they are. There's so much more to a criminal case. That's why I say if this was a criminal case, this discussion may be a little different. But this is not a criminal case. It's just theatrical so they can prove to the American people that they were right. This was an insurrection. America's democracy was under attack, and we're all supposed to remain bipartisan.
I don't ever see anybody say that.
Well, that's what they're assuming they're going to do. That's what they're thinking, that you're going to be all believe that this was a legitimate investigation and they're looking into all the facts, nothing else. It's not. It's theater. It's all it is theater.
I don't see it as that.
Well, that's what I see it.
Yeah,
if it's a criminal case, there's rules bound to a criminal case.
Yeah.
And you've got to produce the exculpatory evidence. If you have evidence saying...
Whoa. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. No. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's body cam footage, cameras that show that this police officer's testimony is not 100% accurate, that would have to be produced. In this case, he can say whatever the hell he wants. And then you saw videos.
Yeah.
Was he in the video?
Yes, that's what I was telling you.
So he was the one getting beat up.
Oh, yeah. Getting beat down. But the other one, I haven't seen video on him. But they did show it.
I didn't see all the videos.
But I got that from someone else, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and like I said, I still support anybody. Nobody should be getting beat down. Period. Nobody.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe you believe that, but okay.
What are you talking about? I don't believe in violence, dude.
I say that out loud. Oh, sorry.
What are you talking about? I don't believe in violence. I'm not a violent person unless I have to be, but I don't believe in it.
Right.
Dude, I cringe when I watch these things with They just saw some the other day. An old man got attacked by somebody. I'm like, couldn't even watch the video.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. I'm like, who does that? I
Yeah.
don't even like MMA, dude. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't like two grown men punching each other to death. That's stupid to me. Well, they don't really die in MMA, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't like violence. So
Mm.
why are you trying to accuse me of supporting that?
I'm not trying to accuse you of anything.
You weren't trying. You did.
Yeah, I'm about to say I didn't try.
Oh my goodness.
All right, you ready to pull a bit on that one?
Yeah, this probably needs a little more information because I didn't well, it was only first day, right?
Yeah.
It was only the first day of testimony, and I only saw bits and pieces of it. I saw a whole bunch of people crying, and you didn't want to talk about the ones that were really crying.
Well, I mean, let's just on the next time we talk about it, we'll just bring a video out and then dissect it like we normally do.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you right now, if anybody's getting beat up, I still think it's wrong. Period.
I had to throw that in there, didn't you? Oh.
Cop or not, even
Yeah.
if they're beating up the bad guy because they're mad because he shot a cop, they don't get to beat him up.
Right.
Yeah? I mean, did we go through that with Rodney King? That's what my reference was to my Berlin story. Yeah. That was excessive force.
Yeah.
Unnecessary. Right?
Way unnecessary.
Right.
Yeah.
So we understand how it can happen because people up here in their mind, they get all, and they want to just let that out, their anger, but they shouldn't do that.
Right.
That's why they're in the profession they're in.
I agree.
So-
100%.
So if this guy got beat up for real, then shame on those people that beat him up. But I think it's all theatrics. The whole thing. Maybe not his incident. Maybe his is legit. But all right, we'll do that next time. All right, we'll try to wait
Sounds
till this
good.
goes. We'll bring out another
Yeah.
one.
All right.
So we want to pull the pin and do a pull the pin person of the week shout out.
Pull the pin. What could I pull the pin on? Shout out. I will give a shout out. I talked about it in a previous episode, one of the previous episodes, how my daughter had a cheer competition, and I want to give her a shout out because she did not want to do it. She did all the practice, training, and everything, and she didn't want to do it. And what the hell? Oh man, the damn dog. She didn't want to do it, but once she had a little coaching from her mom, and she decided to do it, and then she did awesome. She did awesome. She proved that once you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, even though they came in third place, but it's not because of her. And I believe because of that, she's going to go far. So Annie, Daddy's proud of you, and keep up the good work. That's my person of the week.
I'm gonna make sure there's nobody oppressing you and keeping you down.
Nobody oppresses you, Annie.
Oh boy!
You got anything?
I always got something. And I know you don't like to hear it, but I'm gonna go back to the bathroom. I don't think I even mentioned this. You can tell me if I mentioned this one before, but I did experience it the other day. You got a soap now. Everything's so important, not like we didn't wash our hands before, but now it's so detrimental. You got a soap. Obviously, they could have an empty soap container, and that's ridiculous. But then you gotta turn the sink on, right? Then you wash your hands, and you got to turn the sink off after you wash your hands, right? That's bad enough. But what really annoys me is when they have those dryers. You know what I'm talking about? The sheets of dryer. I like the ones with the motion, and it comes out, and you can rip it off. That's cool. But have you ever seen the ones where you have to pull? Mm-hmm. You grab these little edges, and you got to pull. I don't know about you, but when you got wet hands on a dryer paper, and you go to pull, the two corners come off.
Yeah.
And then you go and pull again. Like, do you think the people who put these in tried them? Like, I'm serious. Like, you don't need an engineer to design your bathroom. You don't. You just have to try it. Like, oh, this was a stupid idea. Yeah. So whoever's got that in your bathrooms, your public restrooms, obviously, because it's not in private homes. Yeah, go walk in there and try it. And if you can tell me you did, and you're okay with that, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, maybe you're not getting it. I might not shop there. That's what I'm pulling the pin on.
Not a bad one, but I will say this: they did. Those are like the cheapest ones you can get. You know, and that's why you see them a lot.
Yeah, but even like with the handle, I get with the handle. Like, you see those?
Yeah,
That's okay, even all right, whatever. I'm still touching it again.
yeah,
But these
yeah.
are no handle. You
Yep.
literally just have to pull.
That's why
I'm
when
like,
I'm in there by myself, I do the handle first, and I hurry up and wash my hand before somebody come and get my paper towel.
oh, right, right.
Then I'm
I'm
having
gonna
to
keep
touch
an eye
it.
out for that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any time I see
yeah,
paper towels. I'll snatch it up before I go to the bathroom.
yeah.
And just like
No,
you with the
it's
gas handle, with you the
yeah,
gas handle, I'm gonna use it to
yeah,
I'm gonna wrap my hose up before I pee.
yeah.
And that is all the time we have for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you come back. We hope we didn't offend anybody. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Either
No.
way, we don't care. Until then, Godspeed.
Hey, and pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.